Hustle in the lobby, bright lights, reflections. Screen flickers, tales of crime and affection. Baristas mix caffeine with tales of deception. Lawyers joke and shadows plot their redemption. Case files like popcorn scatter on the floor. Jury's out in line, folks begging for more. Quirky loopholes twist through every door. Paparazzi flash for the courtroom encore. Legal Shenanigans Theater, baby, where justice laughs. Crime and humor dance, baby, a curious path. Grab your ticket, honey, let the gavel smash. In the flood of laughter, see the roll splash. Scoundrels with a smile, defense on their lips.
Hey everyone, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and welcome to Legal Shenanigans Theater, though it might be legal when the weather attacks theater. Uh, Indiana is famous for many things, for high fructose corn syrup and tornadoes, so we do have power and we are not flooded. I kind of live on top of a hill, which is nice, with a flat top roof. Not that I said I bought this house for tactability, if you will. I'm just saying. Look,
It's
the
more
Dale Gribble in me is like, I can go full rooftop, I'm like,
he'll
okay,
chuck.
yeah. And my husband is like, you what? I was like, no, think about the tactical advantages we have. We've got, steep ravines on our backside and, a grade to get up to our front door and a flat roof. And he's like, you have way too much time on your hands. I was like, yeah, I know. Like 3 a.m. is when you think about these things. Like, if there was a zombie apocalypse, where would I put our sniper nests?
Which end of the house would it go on?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I have watched Home Alone like 50 gajillion times. I think I can handle this.
Yeah.
And then what really happens when I come home, and yes, I know I should not have gone in the house, but have you ever had one of those days where you come home after going to like take your kids to school and you come home and the door is slightly ajar
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. I've got enough rage to deal with this. So you open that goddamn door and you say, look, I am a mother of six. You have seen my goddamn house. I am on my last fucking nerve. So let's give it a try. And all my cats are sitting here around me looking at me like, yes. And like, release your rage. Become like, yes, Darth Mo. To feel the hate flow through you.
Yeah.
And of course there was no one there, but have you ever had those days where you're just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna, you know what? I think I have watched Kill Bill enough and I have enough inner rage. You know what? Let's tangle. Like I'm gonna go full, Letitia style. I'm gonna be like, let's go.
Yeah. It wasn't that, I can't remember, like, it wasn't that long ago where I hadn't left the driveway yet, but like I was backing out and realized I hadn't shut the garage yet. And ever since then, like I literally put it in park, closed the garage, then back out because I'm just so weirded out now that I'm gonna do it because I've never done it before. It's weird. It's the way your mind
And then
plays tricks on you like that.
thank you. This is Sarah and congratulations, Fisher Lady. You guys, you are, members of the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate, dark humor, and sarcasm, and, a just galaxy of maladaptive coping mechanisms, but we're really good people. We just say
Yeah.
inappropriate things.
To some, they're inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, in the trial that we were watching, and You would think that Petty Express kind of gives that it's not going to be a reverent thing. And then I felt bad because okay, so I might have written this woman's name. Her name is Hosanna, but she has a problem with faithbility. So I kind of called her Ho-Sana. And then someone, her family came in, and I was like, fuck me. I'm going straight to hell. And I tried to warn them. I was like, look, because they were like, I know so and so done her dirty. And I was like, okay, I really need to explain to this person exactly what the F we do here, because I don't, look, I don't think I'm ever going to be in Colorado. But if I am, I don't want to get, popped.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sarah, yet again. And Nicholas Leonardos, congratulations and welcome to the Church of Mo. And then you can remind me when Greek Lent is done too.
And what? Greek Lent?
Well, we are now in Lent, and even though I am a recovering Catholic, I still crave fish all the time during Lent.
Okay.
Well, because every Friday, if you're like a, actual practicing Catholic, you give up meat, but
Yeah.
you can have fish. Now, it's funny in the Middle Ages because beaver and a bunch of land animals were, considered fish for reasons of, how many tuna casseroles can you eat? I mean, let's be real.
So you're saying that beaver's on the menu?
Not in this house, but there might be some squirrels that come to an unfortunate end if they don't stay away from my car. I've lost enough to the squirrels. I have. They try to cut my brake lines. Okay.
Well, that's a good vendetta to have, though. If the ones who tried to cut your brake lines.
Vale, I swear to goodness, I am trying to figure out if I was Rachel Zegler in a past life. Because, I mean, every single woodland creature seems to be out to get me. Like, did I, play a part in, like, Saw, but for little woodland creatures?
Maybe like the Wicked Witch in the Snow
Oh
White
God,
story.
I was a taxidermist, wasn't I? And not a good one. Like I made them look all ridiculous, and I'm being haunted by the animals that I made look fucked up in past life.
That is a good theory as any.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
It does, actually.
More sense than B. Ivory Lamar is going to make in this entire, shenanigans. So let's get into that. I do like that he's got a very nice suit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to compliment people more, and I'm like, he has a nice suit.
Well,
As for
I mean,
lawyer and
it's nice, but then he starts talking. That's the problem.
yeah, then he does. He's like something 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 something.
Yeah. It's
Can we be eloquent with the exhalation of the extremities for which you were thinking?
that actually sounds like something he probably did say or advised his client to say.
Yes. Let's get into this.
And did that fear of going to the police remain for the entirety of almost 6 months?
Yes,
There
it
is
did.
nothing
So
behind that.
even
Those eyes.
upon being when the Kentucky trooper pulled me over, like I was even in fear then. They had me on the side of the road by a ditch. They wouldn't even let me stand in front of their cameras. I had in front of their vehicles where they had a dash cam. I had my hands up the whole time, and
Okay, I'm gonna need to get a clip of Billy Madison when he's like, "Today, Junior."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe this at all because I believe that they make you stand in front of the cameras, that are attached to the
Yes.
dashboard.
I I do believe that this is taking him this long to formulate a thought.
Yeah, because I'm gonna guess that there's probably that there's probably video evidence of this to contrast what he is saying. No, that is not the right word, but
Contradict, I
contradict.
think.
Jesus.
Don't you hate it when, okay, I hate it when your brain works against you because you actively know that's not the word and your brain's like, no, motherfucker, it totally is the word. Like I'm telling you, and you know your brain is a bad friend
Yeah.
and you're like, no, no, it's not. And they're like, yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, fine, fine, I'll use it. And then people are like, no. And your
Yeah.
brain's like, yeah, motherfucker, I told you that wasn't the word. And you're like, what the hell, brain?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I knew that wasn't the right word, but I was like, it works, but it's just not the right one.
All four officers were like, hey, you know you can put your hands down, but I was in fear of what they might do. And then, in the situation and, just figuring out, the dynamics of, the situation that had occurred on September 22nd, if they, were to, figure that out. And I didn't want to go into their custody involuntarily. No one knew where I was. And there was no guarantee like I would make it back, even in their custody safely.
Can
Those
I
are a lot
charge
of
this
words.
man for the 3 minutes of my life he just wasted?
Yeah.
Can we
Like
file a class action lawsuit?
we should actually.
Because Jesus, I thought Daryl Brooks took a long time to make a point. No, this man is like, so like what had happened and then the police, but I was afeared for my life and my humanity savings accounts that I was gonna have to call FEMA and the Social Security office for the extremities of the public defenders for which I had underneath America because this is America and I am a man in America and I was just for, all the things.
Yeah. Which the to I can't believe I'm going to say this. To Daryl Brooks's credit, at least he made a point when he said stupid things. It wasn't a good point, but at least
It
he
was
made one.
I mean he did get to a point at some point. They were all art-tarded, but they were a point-ish.
Yeah.
Let's continue this. It's going to take 4 hours for him to answer a damn question.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Edgecome, across the state brought up two other lawyers that you had regarding other matters, correct?
Yes.
Now, you testified on direct examination that between you calling and Ruby Mazzell calling, that you were quoted a certain amount of money to retain a lawyer, correct?
Yes.
What was that amount again?
They were in ranges from $50,000 to $140,000.
All right. And did you have $50,000 to $140,000 at the time?
No.
You sure it wasn't
Is that the
pesos?
reason why you had?
I love that he's like, did you have that money? And I'm like, survey would have told you no to begin with.
Yeah. It's like, oh dear.
And it's so funny because he has public defenders. They will roll your cases together and they are the most competent lawyers that are in court enough. They know the they know the prosecutor. They know like which ones, okay, you're not going to get a plea deal or anything. Or hey, if you cop to this, you could get a plea deal.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
dumb to bring someone from Georgia who doesn't know and who's going to piss off your judge, not to mention call your judge racist right before the
Yeah.
trial.
I mean, there's that.
I mean, it was strategery. It backfired. I mean, but when you have two bald state attorneys, you might just want to step back and, rethink.
Yeah, it's not good now.
No.
Your family set up a GoFundMe on your behalf?
Yes.
He had a GoFund. Oh, he had a GoFundMe. Oh,
Now,
Of course.
sure
let's,
he did.
in the cases that the state brought up, were those attorneys assigned to you by the court?
They were public defenders. So public defenders.
Okay. So you didn't pay any money when you received a public defender, correct?
No.
Why? Okay.
Now, Mr. Edgecombe,
Now, a logical person might wonder if you've had not one but two public defenders, meaning you have two cases in which you have been found to be indigent. You would, try to raise money for $80,000 for another attorney.
Yeah, but I got a dumb question.
Okay.
Why would they give you money?
It really does make you wonder.
Yeah. It's like they would give the lawyer money, not the defendant, you moron. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
I'm going to make a leap here, okay? I am not an
Okay.
attorney. I don't
Yeah.
practice attorneyisms anywhere.
Yes.
But I'm going to take a gander that doesn't occur in Georgia either.
No, I have never heard of a Lord of the Rings style quest needed to go find an attorney.
No, nor where the state, if you're indigent, where the state pays the defendant instead of the actual lawyer.
Well, and here's the other thing. Can I get a Sam? Like, there are days where, look, I don't care if he is a class 3 clinger and, I have to eat potatoes for the rest of my life. Some days it's like, it's okay, Master Mo. I can't take your burden, but I can carry you. I mean, I'd be okay with it. I need a Sam in my life, just looks after me. I need an assistant.
Are you saying you need a short person?
Short person capable of carrying me when I don't feel like walking.
Yeah. I don't think it's acceptable to say the other words anymore. So we'll just go with short.
Is it people of smallness now?
I don't know, fun
Because of-
size.
Well, that's what I say. But because now the polite term or the PC term for plus size is people of size. So are little people now people of not of size?
I just always said vertically challenged is what I would say. I mean,
I'm going with little people. If TLC says I can say it, I can
So-
say it.
so I see there's some questions about what is short. So as I understand it, what short means is like when you dip down into like 4 foot something and
4'9"
you're an adult,
-ish.
yeah, then you're considered vertically challenged.
Yeah. I think there's other criteria too. I'm not quite like, I know you guys are going to be shocked, but I don't spend my nights looking up, all the facts about dwarfism. I mean, I will now, but I haven't yet.
How is it hard to kidnap them? They fit in bags easy. And even overhead compartments. I mean, it's like, how is it harder?
Lower center of gravity. And so many people don't lift with their knees, they lift with their back. I mean, can you imagine? Like you have a lower center of gravity and you try to just haul them up over your shoulder,
Oh.
and then you don't use your core muscles or anything, and it just be terrible. You're gonna compress your discs.
I got it now, Sarah. I was like, how is a vertically challenged person harder to kidnap? I don't understand that. And even if they had a lower center of gravity, just kick them. They're like a football,
Except they
basically,
might
at that
know
point.
the Bobby Hill move.
True.
I don't
Yeah, but
know
wouldn't it
you,
be a
that's
headbutt
my
though at that
purse.
point in time?
It's a punch. It's a haymaker. We are all going straight to hell. Okay. I hate to tell you, we're all going to have to do some praying and light a candle tonight. Look, I'll teach you Hail Mary. We'll go back to my Catholic roots. We'll do one rosary. We'll be good.
Yeah, move some beads around, do a couple Hail Marys, light some candles, and some sage, and whatever
Yeah,
other green things you want.
So it is so funny because, like, I will say that in Latin Mass, they go fast. Like, I don't know how you say all the part of the prayer, that fast. Because I'm over here like trying to remember stuff, and other people are like they are like fully automatic rosary people, and I'm over here the old musket.
It's because they have more practice. And what I mean is that they just sin more than you do.
Or they admit more than I do. Let's be real.
Or that's true, yeah. Maybe they just admit more.
Probably. They're better than I am.
In your mind, is there a distinction from a public defender and, let's say, a local criminal defense attorney?
I'm glad they
Yes.
clarified.
Can you explain to the members of the jury how you perceive the difference between a public defender and a local criminal defense attorney?
No, how about we start with just that first bit of the question? How do you perceive?
Yeah.
Or do you at all?
And I don't know if it's just me. People in chat, please say so. I think the video's a little loud compared to Yumo.
Oh, okay.
To
I'm
me, it
worried
sounds that
about-
way, but I don't.
I did push the wrong button.
We'll
I
get an
never
opinion
shot.
from the chat.
Well, I'm as high as I can go, so maybe I can turn the video down.
Yeah.
I got used to the trial. Yes, we are. Let's go. Yes, we are. So I'm going to turn that down. We've got my teal little lights. We've got this man with dead eyes.
Small ear canals. Yep.
As far as a public defender, they don't fight as hard for you, especially being a black person. Like, they don't put in efficient work ethic to help you as far as in matters that are being handled in courts. They tend to not.
I just imagine the public defenders, they, open the file and they're like, oh, not white. Well, throw it in the pile over there. We'll let Jim have it.
I'm sorry. I am a child. I am still laughing at Sarah and her small ear canals because the first thing that came to mind, and Sarah, I'm sorry, but is the reason having small ear canals, is that the reason that you're a lesbian?
Well, I have small ear canals too, and I'm straight, so maybe it's a 50-50 thing. Nature versus nurture. Well,
I know. I was totally taking that a whole other direction.
but here's the funny thing. So Sarah and I both have CRPS, and we both have small ear canals, so we could possibly do like a step-by-step analysis as to how we turned out. We're
Wait.
gonna need a team of therapists.
Do you have big hands, Mo?
Oh hell no, no. I have little. midget hands. I was always hoping to have beautiful, long, like piano player hands. No, I can probably comfortably play a mandolin, is about my range.
Got it. We'll
And
figure it out.
yeah.
Oh wait, we got another small ear canal. Maybe it's just a lady thing. In Nick.
Well, Nick, it was International Women's Day. You can hang out with us just for this once.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of jokes here that I could say, but I'm not gonna dip my toes into that whole monstrosity of a thing.
Oh, Donna Adelson. Yeah, we've got to get to her because she needed to be let out of jail because she got fat.
Oh, well, maybe it's good for her. Is it because... Oh, Jesus. Jesus. I'm gonna stop.
And small ear canals. She has tiny ear canals, and how dare you leave her in prison? Don't you know? I can't be around the pause. I have tried this. I am in God's asshole, Tallahassee. I didn't do nothing to Dan. That is a total lie, okay? First of all, okay? Like I would do anything for my daughter, okay? But not something illegal. I don't look good in orange. And look, I am all bloated. I mean, it's not even challah bread. Like, what? It's Wonder Bread? Wonder Bread. Not even Wonder Bread. Great value. Like, are we dogs in here? I need to get back. But I don't... All my wigs are in boxes, and I have not the energy to go find them.
Yeah, you should dig out a wig. You've gained a third of your body weight. Jesus.
Oh no,
Doing
that's what Donna Adelson said.
Oh, I was like,
So-
what?
So that's why she has to get out of prison. But let's see why this man doesn't like, public defenders in which the extremities of hitherto have happened.
Not even know who you are upon seeing them. And even going to court, they got to figure out who you are and what your case is. Whereas what I've known, like if you're paying for a lawyer, they would know who you are and they would help you
You would hope.
efficiently and with great ethic in your matters that were at hand.
Just that one ethic, though. Like, not
Yeah.
a bunch of ethics. Just the one.
Yeah, but explain Jodi Arias then.
She's a mutant. She's
Yeah.
not aged. It's flippin'
Yeah.
flapjack upsetting. And
Yeah.
thank you, Phoenix Fire, for being a member for 11 months. Thank you so very much.
Asians. Oh.
Welcome to the chat. Let's go.
And also too, I didn't like I was in the understanding that different matters require different lawyers. So in these matters, and in the matters that were discussed previously, and in these matters that we're dealing with today, thought it's different, degrees and matters that they handle as far as from.
This man was close to getting a bachelor's degree.
In what?
I believe in general education.
I was.
I believe
You-
liberty.
You cannot understand how much I was hoping he would have said English.
No, I think it was general, but because we skipped the whole, oh gosh, the Ivory Lamar opening from him because I just couldn't take that much B. Ivory Lamar. This makes me feel better about being a twice college dropout. Like, I've never been more proud to not actually have a degree. And thank you so much, Linda Early. $10. I'm homebound. The Church of Mo is as good as I can get. Well, what? Thank you so much. And I have been there. This winter has just been a a revelation in how hard things can be. I think I got let off a little easily the other couple years. This one has kicked my butt. It has been, and thank you so much. This year has been a revelation of, oh, this can suck more.
Yeah.
I was
And
confused.
I knew you said that you were potentially experiencing, but I totally forgot the weather stuff. If you live in the Midwest or the South, please, on another screen or something, have the
Yeah,
weather
pay
going.
attention.
Like, there is some terrible things
Yeah,
going on right now.
I have my windows open. That's why you hear, cars passing by. My husband, my wonderful husband, went up to visit his mom and took like the one feral boy child I can trust. So I'm
Yeah,
left with the two ferals. And I'm like, oh, thank you, God. This is great.
yeah. Like,
But they're like, are we getting tornadoes? And you guys, I may or may not have gone down a rabbit hole during the coof. And I may or may not have, like all the emergency candles plus, a butane stove plus, emergency rations plus a treadle sewing machine because who the fuck doesn't have one of those? Plus enough brewery equipment to, start my own, at least wine brewing and enough
yeah,
canned food. Yeah, like look, I may or may not have gone down the rabbit hole, you guys.
yeah. Well, I do know, like, for real though, if you guys are in like the South or like the mid South, like, definitely be paying attention because, like, I know Mississippi right now is just getting
Yeah.
slammed with stuff, and Alabama's next. I think there was some still in East Louisiana, Georgia later tonight. So yeah, please be paying attention. That's not even to include the Midwest at all. Like, I know Tennessee's involved. I don't know how far up it goes, but I've heard as far as like potentially the bottom part of Indiana. But please be paying attention.
Yeah, and I'm right at like mid South Indiana. Where I am is kind of a little weird because it's too far south to be central Indiana, but it's too far
Hmm.
north to be like considered southern Indiana. So it's like that weird kind of like, what are you calling it? Kind of bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Because last night I got it last night, but here it was just wind. Like, it
it
wasn't. I
was
mean, it hardly even
so
rained.
flippin' flapjack windy last night. I was afraid a tree was going to come down. It sounded so loud. And then right around 3 o'clock is when we started getting storms.
Yeah, but just pay
And
attention.
yeah, we're kind of in a lull right now, so that works out. But
Yeah.
this man doesn't know about degrees or matters. Like, these words don't mean anything to this man.
No, no, they do not.
And B. Ira Lamar didn't want to share his suits with this man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those things don't matter to be Ivory either, if we're all just being honest here.
Well, I mean, he does have an ethic,
Does he?
allegedly, in Minecraft.
I'd like to read up on that.
Okay, so on a total tangent, I have to. Zach,
You're not supposed to piss into the wind, Zach.
that's kind of why they tell you not to. But okay, so Mr. Mo is trying to be really sweet, and there may be an opportunity in the next several years for us to move to maybe a climate that's better for like all my CRPS stuff. Now, do you want to guess? Like he came in and he was like, the happy smile of a man who doesn't realize his dreams are about to get crushed. And he's
Yeah.
just like, he is smiling and he's like, you know what? I found, like, I clicked in and I put in like low humidity, warm, dry climate, and he is just like sitting there and I'm like, if you tell me mother effing Arizona, I will flip my shit. And he's like, yeah, Arizona, how'd you know? And I was like, why are you even presenting me with Arizona? I have always called it God's asshole. I was like, why do I want to live in the anus of America? Allegedly in Minecraft, I will say that I am racist against Arizona without due cause. I will try to go there. In fact, we are going to send me there for some different trips to scout out locations. I will attempt to be on my best behavior ish.
Yeah.
That's a 57, 43% chance.
Yeah. It's I lived there for a few years. It's very nice. Um it's wonderful in the winter, in the fall, in the spring. But once
Valehammer,
Hades hits, um it's
trash cans melting into the pavement. You have nothing green there, and it's era fucking zona. Like,
I kid you not, Mo. Okay. So when I moved there, we were, business casual, and I worked downtown, and I the soles of my shoes melted over the course of
Jesus.
about 3 months. Um, and it was only like a quarter mile to and from walking from the parking garage. And so I bought leather soled cowboy boots.
Oh my
Never had
goodness.
a problem again.
Oh wow. Okay, well that
But
makes sense.
like,
But
yeah.
here's the other thing that's I can't go to Arizona. Like you guys have seen me. I am I am clear. I barely have enough, pigmentation in my skin to, hide my organs. In
Yeah.
fact, if ever needed, I could go to any coastline in a or, in a crop top and ward ships off the coast, There,
Or
I would have
look at
to
it
dress
on the
up like Michael Jackson's children, like before he introduced blanket to all of us and they had like the veil and the parasols and every I'm gonna have to dress up like them. Like there is not enough sunblock in the world to let me even go outside to like, even breathe fresh air. I'm gonna be like John Travolta in Bubble Boy. Now, to be fair to my husband, I did look at him and I said, "Sweetheart, I love you so very much." And logically, I totally get what you're saying and all of this makes sense, but I am not emotionally ready to even think about Arizona because mentally and all my life I have sent all asshole cyclists and not like, Harley Davidson, but like Schwinn with Lycra on
Mhm.
to the pit hole of hell that it is Arizona. Now I get that people like it, and if it's your jam, I totally get that for you, and I love that for you.
Yeah. It's
But
it's a
no,
thing. It's definitely a thing. It's an interesting place. It's a little too fast paced, too much traffic for me, and way too many damn people. But
oh,
that's
okay,
just
well
me.
then, yeah, that's gonna be out. That's just
Yeah. Because like
0 stars. Do not RSVP me.
Phoenix isn't
And
like
then,
because it's only like I think it's like 5 or 6 million people I think in Phoenix, but the entire city isn't like vertical. It's horizontal. And so like the city is just massive. So like
yeah,
that's the
well,
issue with Phoenix.
yeah, that's the thing. And I don't know. I always just dreamed of living in a cabin in the woods and having a fire nook and like a sunroom and just kind of being an inside cat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Arizona is. Have you ever seen like Trading Spaces? Do you remember that show in the 90s?
Yeah, I
And
think so.
and they would have like those designers that wouldn't listen to one fucking thing that the house owner said,
Yeah.
and they would switch and then they'd have to come back. That's basically what happened to me. Like I left my house and I was like, look, I don't like orange and I don't like lime green. And fucking Hildy's like, we're gonna do a plaid with orange and lime green. And I come back and I'm like, assault's still illegal, right?
Yeah. It's but yeah, there's a lot of options. I mean, that is definitely one, but it's like it's different, that's for sure.
It's I need to go there because as I have completely said, I am racist against Arizona. Although I don't know if it's Arizonist against Arizona or Xena. I guess no. Would it be aerophobic? I don't know.
I don't know.
I need to contact the Arizona Tourism Board. No, I actively hate Arizona. Do you have a word for that? And they'll be like, it's an asshole. Thank you. And I'll be like, okay. That's kind of what I figured. I'll just say AZ hole.
Yeah. Well, and Lexi does have a point. So like the valley, which is Phoenix, is super hot. But like if you go outside of that, like it's warmer than where you are, but it's not necessarily like the valley. So
Okay,
there's options in Arizona.
Well, that's what he was trying to remind me. And I'm just at the point where I'm doing that thing where I want to do that toddler thing where I hold my breath until I pass out and then someone changes things,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
It's
not at all what you're supposed to do as an adult, but that's definitely what my inner child is doing right now. They're like, screw
yeah,
you.
I get
Once I
it.
pass out, everyone will change. They'll listen to me now.
Yeah, change is hard. Like, I mean, lots of people don't like change, and I totally understand why.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
Let's get
not
back
wrong.
to Theodore Edgecome because he's never going to change.
Old Theo.
He's reliable.
Like a public defender or like a paid
Thank
attorney.
you. Excuse me, I just went through puberty there.
Now, Mr. Edgecombe, the state, they asked a question of you on cross, and they indicated that you said that I can't let them get away, and then you punched them, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Edgecombe, you stated that you were a bit infuriated at that time, correct?
Yes.
Do what?
Mr.
now?
Edgecombe,
What was that
Now,
word?
I am not one to, withhold the power to make up words from anyone, but I'm also not a lawyer that went to a lot of schooling. But
Yeah.
infuriated, the problem with that is that now sometimes I say substained. And again, fuck you, Daryl Brooks. But now it's like I'm gonna now say infuriated. I'm gonna be like, God dang it. And I'm gonna do it in front of my mom. So I'm gonna look even more, that look that they give you when it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it came from me. At least I have other children, one of
Yeah.
them is gonna turn out right.
Just wait till you get to use the word tacket agreement in front of your mother.
Oh, my mom told me when we went to lunch, she's like, I tried to watch one of your streams and maybe I just wasn't listening hard enough. So I just didn't get it. And I was like, it's mom, you know what? You don't have to watch my streams. She's like, okay. And I was like, also because I make fun of you a lot. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be grounded. Like I'm not gonna be able to do Legal Shenanigans Theater next week. Like, look, you guys, I have to stay off the internet for a month.
Just just recommend one of the Courtney. I think it's like the first Courtney Clinty one that we did, and she'll never listen again.
I don't think she doesn't have the kind of dark humor I do. She's always vaguely horrified with everything that comes out of my mouth hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like, Theodore Edgecome and B. Ivory Lamar. B. Ivory's like, God dang it, just stop talking. But I have to ask you questions. It is a catch-22.
It is, especially with this dude. It's like I can't tell if I want you to talk or I want you to shut up. It's like
He is so... Yeah, and his eyes are so empty. It's just like... What am I supposed to do here?
it's like that he had that look of 1,000-yard stare in his eye. Except for him, it's like a yard. Like, because he just...
Yeah. Because the hamster wheel in the hamster is just working so daggone hard, like the Kia engine, the 4 hair dryers put together.
Yeah.
Did you have the firearm on your person at that time that you punched Mr. Clearman?
Yes.
Well, you had a firearm with 17 shots in it, correct? That's what you testified on direct, right?
Yes.
Why did you not shoot Mr. Clearman instead of punching him at that particular moment?
What is this question supposed to prove, Vale? Because I have wondered every time I hear this particular testimony.
I don't know. Like
You had enough self-control not to shoot him on the
suppose.
street, but the sidewalk was just a step too far.
Yeah, like I suppose that may be like, oh, you showed restraint, but it wasn't until he allegedly attacked you that it was in self-defense. Like I suppose
Probably.
that's where he's going, but I don't know. I still don't buy it.
Yeah, it's a little bit far-fetched.
I don't think Chad's buying it either from the way it
Next to
looks.
doubt.
I never intended to hurt or harm anyone. That was never like the goal of mine as far as, even, killing or shooting, anything of that matter. So,
And is it true?
If you never
that the
wanted to
only
hurt
reason
anybody, why
why
did you punch him?
Pulled the trigger is
a
because of
trigger
self-defense at a time that Mr.
Hey,
Clearman
stay woke with
lunged
the
towards
story.
you with what you believe to be an object in his hand?
it was reactionary to him lunging towards me. Yes, the gun just went off. I didn't even, put any thought as to, the gun going off.
Sarah
ding, ding,
Boone was
ding.
like, oh my God, if it's unintentional, he's going to be not guilty.
He was reading years into the future from Sarah Boone.
It's so Mr. Mo and I have been looking for a new show to watch, and you guys know I am ridiculous and learn the lore of like shows that I haven't watched yet to see if I'm going to like them.
Yeah.
So I watched all the lore again about Attack on Titan, so I figured we could watch that because it's got like guy stuff of like swords and junk, and it's got a plot or something.
Swords
But-
and junk.
Well, I mean they're all flying around with little like Batman tackle-y things, tackle hooks.
I don't
Grappling
know.
hooks?
I don't know what this is. I don't know what Attack on Titan is. Is this one of
So,
those animes?
It's an anime, yes. So, anywho, like we're watching it and it's a little bit bloody. So I'm trying to get the boys out because it is technically date night, and they're like, "Oh my God, I've seen this season. Yeah, he's gonna die and he's gonna get eaten." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you guys have kid stuff on your YouTube." "Oh yeah, we know your password." I was like, first of all, don't admit to your crime without a lawyer. Second of all, doesn't this scare you? And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not used to boys yet.
Double, I don't understand what all of these things are that people are talking about. People get eaten on screen, double helix. I don't
So
understand.
it's about these like race of giant mutant things that like eat people just because for some reason because they don't
Okay.
actually digest them or anything. They're like these weird gender neutral like Barbie doll looking things, but they're all weird. It is a weird thing. I don't even quite understand it, and I've watched all the lore and the timelines, and I'm like, do what now?
Huh.
But it's
Okay.
supposed to be like seasons, so you get the entire story arc. So I just thought, okay, we can do that.
Okay. I
It's either
mean,
that or Bobby Flay,
if
and I
if you
can't do any more of that. I really can't,
hey,
because
if it's your thing, it's your thing. I'm no hate. I ain't judging.
honest to God, because Bobby Flay got a girlfriend this season, and all he wants to do is vegan shit, and I'm like, who the fuck wants to cook tofu? Like, I get if it's your jam, I get it, but let's be real. Like, there's like maybe 15,000 vegans in America. I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's 15,000 people versus like another billion people who just want to see some fucking bacon,
Yeah. I
not
I
toe
don't.
bacon.
Yeah. I there's I have questions because I thought Bobby Flay was the meat and Southwest guy.
Yes, but then he got divorced and got a girlfriend
Well, yeah.
who is a vegan, so he's all about the vegan stuff right now. And I'm like, I can't take this story arc right now.
It's all about that vegan, about that vegan.
It's all about that. Well, yeah. And okay, if you're vegan, why do you spend so much GD time trying to make things taste like meat? Like, I'm confused. And I
I
get
don't
it. Look,
know.
if you want, I get the whole being nice to animals thing. So I get it. And I'm not a fan of factory farming. I would want us to get back to, farmers who actually take care of their animals, even if that means that, we have to pay a little bit more. I'm willing to do that if, the animals have a better, more humane life, but I'm still going to eat me a chicken nugget. Like, even if I raised them myself, I mean, I'd have one that I'd like name, Fluffy, and the rest would be like, oh, pre-nugget. Oh, hi, Cluck Cluck. I just,
Yeah. You're gonna be Chick-fil-A, you're gonna be KFC.
you look like you'd be a whole bucket.
You're gonna be extra crispy. You can be chicken fingers over here.
Caesar salad, chicken Alfredo.
Just name them after the things you're going to make them into. Yes, that.
No, here's the problem. The problem is that I would get chickens for that purpose, and then I have 6 children. And we have all seen, Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
And so it would be like, but Ma, I love him and I'll take care of him and they'll never, and they'll give us eggs and look, I don't need to torture my kids with like where the red fern grows.
So I'm. I don't know if banged clam is a dish, or if that's what I think it's referring to.
I'm gonna guess
But
it's not a dish.
I'm gonna assume it's not a dish.
But on a serious note on the case, Mr. Edgecombe has now screwed his self-defense case because
Yeah.
now he is saying that it was unintentional.
Yeah.
And self-defense is a positive, you have to assert your sort of thing. You have to tell your story in a way that a reasonable person would be able to, in your stead feel like you were doing a reasonable thing when you acted. Now, saying I accidentally intentionally unintentionally acted in self-defense, this is what Sarah Boone also ran into. If you are going to say self-defense, you have to stick with it.
Yeah.
And I get it, it's uncomfortable because you're basically going up there. I mean, the biggest example that's recent is the Kyle Rittenhouse case, where he had to say, every time Binger would go up and say red rum, and he would have to say, I acted to defend myself. I acted to defend myself. And again, that got repetitive and annoying,
Yeah.
but it's not comfortable. But he had to positively assert, like, every time, yes, I was in fear in my life this time. And then this time, he didn't say, like, I was in fear, but also I was, like, Twitter pated and accidentally on sort of purpose, put the
Yeah.
trigger.
It has to be intentional. It can't
Yeah.
be boony. It has to be intentional.
Oh my God, do you think in law school they're going to call it the booning? Like when you get like to be booned is when you get like, you are the 8th or 9th attorney on like some a-hole client. That's when you're booned.
That or like if you get stuck as a public defender with like a delusional narcissist.
Yes.
I mean,
You're
either
getting
would
booned.
probably work.
Well, let's see if this it's a bold
Oh,
strategy.
God.
Con. Let's see if it's working for him.
My kind of humor.
Off. It wasn't like intended. It was reactionary.
So it was reactionary based off a threat that you perceived at that moment,
I
correct?
named one
Yeah, it's being
cacciatore.
told I'm gonna kill you.
X to doubt that Jason Clearman, the immigration
And
lawyer,
did those words,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill
this
you,
man, "I'm
cause
going
you to
to
believe that you needed
kill
to
you."
defend yourself at that time?
Yes.
Also, again, juxtapose this with how Kyle was on the stand. I mean, you might hate him, like him,
Yeah.
or you're in the middle, but you could tell when they had to get first into this that he had a physiological reaction.
Yeah. It
This
wasn't.
man hasn't changed his affect the entire time.
Yeah. To him, to the way that he's responding to it, he's just repeating something that he said a million times. He's not reliving it.
Yeah.
It's just words.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do. Even Kim Potter in that case didn't go. You could tell, because I don't think did she testify?
No. Well, did she? No, I don't.
Because she was saying self-defense, so I thought she had to testify.
No, I don't think she did testify. Because like the only reason that Kyle had to testify is because there was some statute in the law that Richards interpreted as that basically the only way to claim self-defense is to have the defendant testify to it.
Oh,
Like
well,
that's the only way to
this is
positively
Wisconsin, so
But I don't
Lord.
know. I don't think Potter. She's the
Kim
taser.
yeah. So she was a police officer. Again, people have a lot of feelings on that one, but basically she was more of a training and at the desk field like officer. She had a lot of years behind her, but she had transitioned more to desk. It seemed like they were short staffed. She was training a younger officer, and they pulled over a car because I think he had either something on his license plate or like something, I think maybe an air freshener, and you can't have an air freshener or something on your license plate. So they pulled him over, found out that he had a, standing like, I think one step higher than maybe a protective order. So they were like, and he had a female in the car who wasn't identifying herself. So the doors were open. He started to, pull back and then start to pull off. She thought she pulled out her taser. She actually pulled out her gun. So she said, taser, taser, taser. And then she shot him.
It
Now,
went blat, blat, blat.
well, I think she only shot him once, which,
I
I
don't
mean,
remember. I can't recall. I think it was just once because she thought that she was pulling a taser.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that they argued the point that he was a threat. He was pulling out. There was an officer in the car,
Yeah.
the dragging point. But I think it
Mhm.
was still too close to all of the events of the Summer of Love that
Yeah.
it was sort of, I will say that I think that the judge was really fair. And I think for Kim Potter, and this was just me observing, I think she needed to serve some time
Yeah.
for herself, if that makes any sense, for
I
her
mean,
to
if
even,
at best, it would be negligence. Like, that's at best. Like,
yeah,
because
yeah,
she clearly didn't have enough experience and or training, which is ironic, to know what she was doing, especially under stress.
yeah. It, the part that got me, because her remorse was genuine.
Yeah, of course.
And,
Yeah.
and I do not like the fact that, not to disrespect or denigrate the victim, because a young man lost his life, a little boy won't know his father. But let's not act like he was a choir boy on the way to, the library to help, orphan children learn how to read.
Yeah.
He was trying to speed off with police officers halfway through his car because he had, felonies and
Yeah.
probably drugs in there. And, you know, it it would be the same if he were like a scraggly little white guy.
Yeah. It's that case was rough all the way around just because of all of the circumstances involved.
Well,
Like, yeah.
yeah, and I think she should have, negligence, and I think they should have let her plead down and not try to go to the murder. I think it put more, it was a spectacle and it was politics.
Yeah.
And,
And that was definitely why they charged her the way that they did. But
yes,
she was the original judge mommy over the case.
yeah,
But the way that she did the sentencing, it's, if I recall correctly, like, she didn't actually get that much time. It was
no, I
what
think,
she would have served for if it was manslaughter or something. I can't remember because she had already time served and stuff in, and so she sentenced her.
yeah,
And I can't remember what it was, but like it was basically the equivalent of that, and it was just, yeah. But that was
I,
just a crappy
yeah,
case.
I think she did a good job, and it
Yeah,
is,
18 months.
but it was also kind of nice that she did take that into account, and I think the remorse was absolutely genuine in that one. And
Yeah,
I think she kind of explained why she had never looked at them during the trial. And I think that was genuine. I don't know if the other mother's ready to accept it. I think I would take a long time to accept an apology, but what she displayed is like real remorse, not the fake, like, I'm so sorry, judge, don't send me away for life.
yeah, yeah. No, it.
Mr.
I mean, because
Edgecombe,
she
you
had,
should have watched some trials.
yeah, because like she had been. I mean, she had been on the police force for like 20 years or something. Like she'd been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
And but the thing is she was always like, I don't know what they call them, but she was basically a desk jockey. And
Well,
then
and that's the thing. Here's the problem. If we don't require, like, I know that in fire, houses and things like that, part of your pay includes PT time.
yeah,
We, if let's do something radical. If we're finding all of this, extra money, let's get people in the police force that are going to be, have a heart to, and a mindset that they want to train, that they want to be the best, that they have that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And we do psychological testing, and we, weed out people. We pay them more because they have a dangerous job, and there's extra training. So every week they, work on grappling, holds, things like that. Of
Yeah.
course, there's going to be levels of, you know, issues and things like that. If all you have to do every year is like 1 hour of remedial training on this stuff, and you are
Yeah.
at the desk.
Or, I hate to say it, or you're one of these dumbasses out there who watched the UFC and thinks you know how to suddenly choke somebody out. Because chokeholds are actually entirely safe to do. Like, by somebody who knows what they're doing, they're entirely safe. You won't kill anybody doing it. The problem is you have these dumbasses out there who, like, they literally watch the UFC and like, oh, hey, bro, I know how to do that. And they just start doing it. And they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they end up killing people. And it's like, and now police can't use it anymore. And it's like, but it's an entirely safe thing to do.
Yeah, and can we be real for a second? Like, I am all for if a woman can do something to the same standards that have been there, then God bless her, go do it. Like,
Yeah.
if the standards do not have to be lowered, and you can, contribute just as much as any other member of the team, then God bless you. Like, I don't have a problem with women on the front line if they can do everything a man can do and they are not holding things up.
Yeah.
But there is a reality. And Kim Potter is what, 5'3" and was like 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Theodore Edgecome, even with nothing, could take her out.
Yeah.
So there's a reality. I mean, she was
Yeah.
basically the size of, Sarah Boone during trial. A
Yeah.
little bit less.
I mean, it's in reality, right? As
Yeah.
somebody of Kim Potter's size, a teenage boy could take her out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just physically different. I mean, I know nobody ever wants to admit these things and stuff, but it's like there is a physical difference in structure, in
Well,
muscular
and there's-
structure and everything else.
There's also a need to escalate, much more quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
because as a teenage boy, are you gonna, when a woman's trying to add some bass to their voice, fuck off. You get a man, you get 5 men yelling at you, like, motherfucking hands out the door. That hits different to a teenage boy than 2 women yelling at him, and it's nothing. It's just reality. Like, let's live in reality land.
Yeah. You know what worked really good for me? There were 2 cops in 2 different cars with 2 different guns pointed at me. And I was like, okay, what did you tell me to do? Yes, sir. It's like, I think oftentimes, like, a lot of these things go sideways is because, like, they only send 1 cop. But, like, I do know that when I lived in Arizona, that there was a mandatory policy that, like, if you pulled somebody over on the highway, on the freeway, that they would call a second unit all the time, period. That was just policy. And I think a lot of these things get out of hand because
Yeah.
they're just not trained enough.
We need every police officer to have a partner. None of
Yeah.
this solo stuff. And again, if we need to spend more, then let's stop paying for all the BS and let's go back to the basics.
Yeah.
Your first job as government is to protect me. Okay, what do we need to do to protect me and not be assholes to everyone? So
Yeah. And you'll never know because it got expunged from my record.
whoop, whoop. All right, back to this man who hadn't have a partner or an alibi or a thought in years.
Yeah.
1 second, please.
I too need a second, Mr. Lamar.
Now, Mr. Edgecombe, you keep indicating that you needed to protect yourself against Mr. Clement at a very specific time, correct?
Oh God.
Yes.
And can you explain to the members of the jury all those factors that went into your mind at that particular time that you needed to, pull out the weapon, aim it at Mr. Clearman at a specific time, and, respond as you recall, a reflex or whatever you describe it as, but pulling the trigger at that time? What are those factors?
Me telling him to stop, just to, hey, like, stop, don't come any closer, to see if he would, just be deterred from, even wanting to, pursuing me.
Doggone it, Ghost.
Yes,
I think we
even
could get
the
a
threats
butt
that were
shot
behind him.
during closing.
Can you repeat that question too again?
Well, honestly, I kind of got it myself. But basically, it's just going into the factors that you realize.
The state's attorneys look like, fuck you, forgot it, dude. No. No, you did not. And thank you so much, Sarah. Wolfram is ride or die. When it comes back to bite you in the ass, it's never that fun. Like the first time you giggle when your kid uses like damn it in a situationally appropriate time, and then they start saying it again and again because they want to make you laugh and they know it's naughty. So thank you, Sarah.
See, the first time I did that, it was appropriate.
Yes.
However, my mother didn't see it that way.
Well,
So it was the old dial bar of soap.
oh. My mom used liquid soap because she's a sadist.
Well, this was the 80s. Bars of, I don't think a liquid soap minus Dawn wasn't a thing yet.
Oh, well, the joys of being a 90s kid.
Yeah, you get the liquid stuff.
Yeah.
At that very specific moment, the threats that you realized at the time you felt the need to defend yourself.
Yes, the threats behind him being direct in front of me, imminent threat, and him even startling me.
Okay. Now, Mr. Edgecome, have you ever had any experience as it relates to weapons training before?
Yes.
And can you explain to the members of the jury what was the training that you received?
In CCW training courses, and also too being working formally in security.
Now, is it, you keep using this term.
Wait.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Again, if he has weapons training, first of all, he wasn't supposed to be carrying a force multiplier. Second of all, he was well, he should have known that, again, you didn't see anything. You have to be able to, defend your position and what you saw as reasonableness to a bunch of other people, and you can't run away. If you have, CCW training probably tells you not to run away from the scene of the crime. I could be wrong, though. I haven't done my CCW training. So, that being said, I'm a mom of 6 and I'm on my last nerve. I wouldn't try me. Allegedly in Minecraft.
Imminent threat, is that where you learned that word from? Is that training that you received?
Yes.
Now, can you explain a little bit about the security work that you've done prior in life?
Yes, it was working. I worked side by side with Border Patrol and Coast Guard doing maritime security on various docks. And also too with Ally Barton here at the train station, and also too in Florida.
Okay. One second.
this might
Now,
could have been a bad
just
thing
for-
too. Again, this means that has a comfort with firearms, that they've talked about, what the law identifies as, an imminent threat. And again, you don't run away from, the crime scene.
What do you mean you don't run away from the crime scene?
Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. It's like Boromir at the start of Lord of the Rings. One simply doesn't go to a public defender. And that's when Theodore Edgecome steps forward and he's like, I'll take this journey to find, Theodore or B. Ivory Lamar.
The one lawyer to save his.
The one lawyer of bullshit. The ring of bullshit. Actually, Amazon, this would be a better show than what you made.
Yeah.
Who the hell writes a line, I know why a ship floats and a rock sinks? And then you think, yes, density, water dispersal. No, the boat has hope and it looks up to the ocean, but the rock only looks at the darkness, so it sinks. And I was like, look, either I am not enhanced enough or just I was like, who the hell wrote this?
I mean, I'm all down for a little bit of hippy dippy stuff, but like that is just stupid.
Yes, and these are from elves. Elves have already been alive like thousands of years. You think they would, thousands of years. One elf has to know math and like physics. They have to have like an Isaac Newton elf,
Yeah. I mean, but you have to imagine though, in a world, you have to imagine that one of them turned out like Theodore Edgecome. Just one. And maybe Galadriel was the one. She was Neo.
There's one elf. It's what is it? Legolas, Theolus. And he's like, I'm from the Forgetful Woods. And they're like, okay, Theolus. And they're like, do you see anything? And he's like, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to Mordor. I acted in self-defense. I know you did. That's okay. It's an orc. But where are we going? You're the elf. You have to fight.
I mean, there's like a whole because it'd be kind of like having a redneck elf, right? As a redneckian, I can speak
Take
to
Tropic
this.
Thunder. You never go full Theodore.
And yeah. I mean, because it's like he's the guy who's like, the whole Jeff Foxworthy thing, like here's your sign.
Yes.
Like that's
No,
what it
Bill
is.
Engvall. Jeff
Oh, that is.
Foxworthy's-
It's
he
the
might be a
redneck. Yeah. And then tater salad, that's Ron White. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it does. It just can't get over his dead eyes. I mean, they just look right through you, even through the screen. And then we have the plexiglass, so I'm seeing the disembodied, torso of B. Ivory Lamar. There's so much for my squirrel brain to pay attention to and not what he's saying.
Yeah.
The juror's edification. If you could explain, what is an imminent threat to you, Mr. Edgecombe?
Direct.
Oh, so we have to go back because when Theodore Edgecombe said imminent, it said emanate, because even the closed captions was like, the hell did he just say?
Well, yeah.
So, I love that B. Ivory Lamar's like edification. He has to also pull out the $15 words.
Yeah. But that's his shtick.
To be fair, that is his
Person
sort
like
of thing.
close to you, in close proximity of your person, almost invading like your personal space.
invading. Evading would mean he's going away from your personal space. I know that the Ivory probably explained that to you,
It's a
but
difficult concept to understand
yeah,
for
it
some.
is.
Space, imminent, direct, clear.
In present danger
And Mr.
to
Edgecombe,
protect
can
the
you
United States of America and from enemies against inside and what was I saying?
Mr. Edgecombe, I look, this is not an asshole question. This is just a real question, but it's going to sound like a sarcastic, bitchy question. Has anything in your, what if anything in your life has actually been clear to you?
I can see
Can
clear
can can,
now.
can you repeat that? I was acting in self de I was hesitation. I've accepted response, and then he just starts fembotting out.
Like he drank too much bathwater from an e-thought and just started shorting out.
Yes, he God, you know what, federal education system, I blame you. This is on you. You graduated this man, and he was going to get a bachelor's degree. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I've never been prouder to be a twice college dropout, you guys.
explain any emotions or bodily responses that you had to the threat that you perceived on September 22nd?
Yes, I was
They're good for you.
in fear, like borderline shaking because of, just previously about to get hit. Well, getting hit and then
Yeah, there you go, sir, about to. And then, well, getting hit.
Yeah. And I should clarify. They're good in a bathtub, not don't eat them.
Oh, well, I did get, so y'all, I pulled the trigger and I got a new bath or foot bath thing. So it heats itself and it does bubbles and everything, and it comes with Epsom salt. Now, I saw this one thingamabob where it's like supposed to be an ionic bath, but it turns the water brown. And I'm like, I don't know if it takes away the evil now out of you. Like, I don't know if it takes away my cynicism, which is the key to my sarcasm. And I can't be messing with something that's gonna, clear my chakras. Could you
Yeah.
imagine a happy mo? It's like when you realize that Alanis Morissette, like before she did "You Oughta Know," was doing really like poppy pop songs in Canada, and you're like, Dave
Yeah.
Coulier, what the fuck did you do to our Alanis? Like, she was all happy.
It's okay, Sarah. The rest of us are too.
Sorry.
No, not about the foot bath thing. Like we always get lost here. Like it's just
Oh,
normal.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
feel bad. It
Yeah,
happens
we
from time to
tangent
time.
out.
But yeah, no, Epsom salts, they're great for you, especially like if you, because like your skin will absorb the magnesium, which is great
Yes.
for you. So I have been doing it at least once a week for a couple weeks now. Good.
Not in your eyes.
Yes, but I don't know the efficacy of eating them, so I'm not going to recommend.
Yes.
But I don't think that's what they mean by bath salts.
Yes. Not, yeah. Although I want to try these like sensory deprivation tubs
Yes.
because they have like a bunch of salt. Because y'all, I sink. Like even when I was super fluffy, and you would think that, like again, it would just be easy to float. No, I don't know what it is about my body makeup that makes me just sink. Now, people have told me I just need to relax, and I'm like, no, I sink. I don't. I am not going to fucking relax. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, you have in the sensory deprivation thing, you have to relax. But like it's also like have you done it?
No, I'm looking into it because I'm trying to be more like self-carey, but not in an obnoxious millennial way.
Yeah, because like as I understand, like there's so much Epsom salt and salts in the water that like you will float. Like
Okay,
there's not.
here's my only worry because I have the noise canceling headphones.
Yeah,
They actually disorient me because for so long, almost 16 years, I have only used like one earbud. Even
yeah,
when they were used to be wired, I would only use one because I have kids.
yeah,
And when I can't hear what they're doing, even if I know Mr. Mo is there, it is so anxiety increasing that I can't hear everything. So
yeah.
I don't know if I would freak the fuck out in one.
I don't think you have to wear them. Like I don't think you have to. Like because I
Okay,
believe
good.
that some rooms actually even like they're like, "Hey, we'll play what soothing music do you want us to play?"
Can you
Like I think
imagine if
some
your soothing music is Nine Inch Nails?
well, I think it's typically like ambient kind of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. I mean,
Like
as long as it's not water flowing, because six children does not a strong bladder make.
yeah, well, you're in a tub. I mean,
No, I'm not gonna pee in a tub. That's disgusting. No, wrong. Oh my gosh, what is
uh
wrong with you?
I'm
No, no.
glad that I got that reaction from you.
It should be the reaction of everyone.
It should be.
Yes, I don't. I mean, like a lake is different because fish are already doing that in there, and you try to get away from other people, like, but a like a spa tub, like no, I may be a hill chuck, but I do know some stuff.
Well, this is good. You know you can safely go into the float tank behind Mo because she's not
Oh
gonna
my,
pee in it.
oh my God, can you imagine if the options are only those soul sucking bowls or Gregorian chants? Gonna be like, okay, do you have a masseuse named Olga by any chance? Like, let's skip the tub and
Let's
just,
go straight in.
yeah, yeah. Let's try this cupping thing. This looks like torture. Let's go do that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. They look like big hickeys.
Yeah,
I
they
don't get
do.
it.
My daughter did it for swimming and stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, I got upset with because I was like, what the hell has happened to you? And she's like, oh, they're doing cupping. And I was like, what is it? And she's like, they heat these things up and then it suctions onto you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but what does it do? Well, I don't really know, but it's supposed to do something.
I
I'm glad we had this talk. Thank you. I feel like I've gotten an insight into your life.
maybe it like I I'm just gonna guess here. I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's because like the pressure draws the blood into the area,
That
and
that could be it.
so I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't really
But
know.
then you induce swelling to an area that's already inflamed. I don't get it. I get the rushing blood there, nutrients, and trying to detox it, but you're also increasing blood flow to an area that's already inflamed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not a doctorologist.
True that. True that. Also, okay, we'd have to have it like I need to maybe have like a 10-minute interview with Olga too, because as I, because I don't want to react in self-defense if she is evading my personal space. I feel like we need to know each other just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, hi, my name is Mo. I'm slightly crippled. Like, I like, unicorns and making fun of people. I have an irreverent sense of humor. You're not going to offend me. Also, I hold my breath when I'm hurting. So if I'm not breathing, that means I'm hurting. I don't tend to, and I'll stiffen up, you know.
That's like what every male patient tells her.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she doesn't have to worry about giving me a happy ending.
Yeah, but there's still cupping involved.
Well, I just can't relax if I don't really know you. I feel like we need to go out to dinner, like have some margaritas, get to know each other
A little
first.
small talk.
Yeah, yeah. I need some foreplay. Look, I need to be comfortable with you. Could we play some, Marvin Gaye? You know,
Let's get it
maybe,
on.
yeah, light some candles. Make sure you don't have patchouli oil. All the things. I have some. This is why I stay inside because this is stuff I actually think about.
I think a lot of people do that, especially people with like anxiety. They think through everything first. Like if they're going to go do something new, like they think about every aspect of it
Yes, and
first.
usually how to catastrophize it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Believe me, I have to. I am. I am so beyond introverted that Mr. Mo will be like, I need you to call the doctor's office. So I have to spend like 15 minutes working myself up to talk to people instead of texting them. Like, okay, look, I can do this. It's just a phone call. And I'm like, I really, really can't. Okay. And you're like, no, you can do this. Like, you have got this. You are going to be fine. And the
Yeah.
phone's ringing, and you're like, hi, my name is Mo. I just need to do this. I just need to do this. And then they pick up and they're like, hey, what, it's so and so, and how can I help you? And I'm like, shit, words, say some words.
Yeah.
Hi,
And you're
my
like,
name is
what? My name is what? My
what?
name is
My name is who?
Slim Shady.
Yeah. It's just like, I should not be this much in my head. Like, and Mr. Rose completely not in his head. So he's just like, I don't get why you would need to talk yourself up to use the phone. And I was like, you really aren't an inside cat. And I don't know how
Yeah.
to tell you other than, look, it's hard to talk. Peopling is hard.
Yeah.
He's like, I know, but you're just, changing an appointment or paying a bill. I'm like, still, I have to interact with humans.
Yeah.
And he's
I
like, but
mean,
you're interacting with humans on your stream your whole day. And I was like, is difference.
it's not the same thing because
Yeah.
it's just words on a screen. It's not actual people. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know they're real people. Like I know you
I
guys
hope they're
exist.
real people. If one of you is Skynet, look, tell the toaster I didn't mean to call it a motherfucker, all right?
I did. But
Look, when you take over, I just want you to know that I apologize to the toaster. Now, the dishwasher and I still aren't on speaking terms, but, she
yeah.
is a bitch. So,
It's just I don't think that people who don't I think extroverted people don't really understand like what it's like to deal with these things. Because I'm very introverted as well. Like, but like once I get to know you though, like I won't
yeah.
shut up.
Well, that's
But
the thing. You just have to be invited into the circle of shenanigans. And once you're here, we'll never let you go. We're like a Myra with, I will love you and hold you and squeeze you to death.
yes, I get that reference. That was Rugrats, right?
No, I think it
No,
was
no,
Tiny
no.
Toons.
Yes,
The
yes,
Animaniacs, maybe?
yes. I think it was the Animaniacs. Yeah,
Yeah, but like
because
once you're in the tribe, you are like, we are ride or die. Like, where do we need to hide the body?
yeah,
Like, to a
exactly.
scary level. But
Yeah,
it takes a while to get to, like, we were like social distancing before it was cool.
yeah. It's like, and that's why like 2020, when everything shut down, I was like, this is amazing.
I know, I know. Oh, it totally did. It totally did. Like, my weirdness level went up to 11.
Mine didn't get weirder; it got more focused. And
Mine is more like a conscious thing, like I know I have to get out because I don't want to turn into Howard Hughes. But honestly, I mean, the man had screw you money, so maybe I'm just on the verge of inventing something really cool and then closing myself up in my room.
yeah, like I mean, I have to get out at least like once or twice a week because like I don't really interact with people that
Yes,
much. So it's
that's
like
my thing.
I know that I need to like, hey, I have to run to the grocery store or whatever. It's like those things you have to do, like it's like I make myself do it and like I I don't know how this all works, but I had deal issues with anxiety and all this stuff, and like I've largely worked through all of that. I mean, it still can be a problem from time to time. um,
Yeah.
but like I know that I need to make myself, because if not, I know that I will just become a recluse.
That's the thing. Like my mom, I don't think she realized the depth to which I hid a lot of my like sensitivity and texture issues from her.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you don't like avocado? And it's like, Mom, it's green. Like the only green thing that I will eat and I like, is like Granny Smith apples. I mean, I'll add celery to stuff when it's called for and things like that, but like I don't like mayonnaise. I think I might be the only pale person that would like to ask, what the hell is like it's doesn't taste like anything. It's just gloopy and you add it on and it makes the bun all slidey and then it gloops out. Like what is the point?
I so confession, Mo.
Okay.
I'm 100% with you on this. I
Oh,
don't
fuck
like
yes, let's
mayonnaise.
start a club.
I
Pale
I
people against mayonnaise. Let's break
I
the stereotype.
I don't know what it is. Like I don't like it. Like if I have to eat it, it has to be real mayonnaise. It can't be like nasty, gross crap. Like it has to be like
But it
real,
has to be
because
in a salad, like doing
exactly.
something. It can't just be globs of gloop on things. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
like deviled eggs or like egg salad or something like that. It has to serve a purpose, but like I will not eat that nasty
We
crap.
just became like, did we just become best friends? I feel like stepbrothers when we finally turn the corner and become besties.
It's it's so gross. I don't understand it. Like I don't understand mayonnaise. I don't understand tomatoes. Like there's a lot of
Yes.
things but the thing with
Okay.
tomatoes, I like salsa. I like
Yeah.
ketchup. I don't like tomatoes.
Because they're gross and slimy and they don't taste like anything. They taste like a little bit of like watered down red.
Yeah.
But
And for those of you who think that it's weird that that's the thing, no, it is not the sugar in ketchup, because I get the ketchup that has no sugar in it. So that ain't it.
it's the vinegar. I think vinegar makes everything better, but that's just me.
Which is hilarious because I hate vinegar. I think when I smell vinegar, I like gag. Like
Oh
I'm
no, I
not
love it.
kidding.
I could eat vinegar on everything.
I,
Like
I don't know. I'm weird like that with like smells though. Like if I smell something and like it is appalling to me, and every time after that, like it doesn't matter. Like I know it's
yeah.
good for cleaning and stuff like that. That's great, fine, whatever. But like I just don't care. I'll literally use anything else. Like
So
I just don't like it.
I like the smell of the brine. I don't like the way they taste and the texture's weird to me. And I know it's a vegetable.
I don't mind them, but most of the time they're too salty. That's what she said.
True. They just okay, so maybe also my mom used to make like every time someone came over, if you're a kid in the 90s, you always had the fruit tray and then the pickle like relish tray, at least in my
Yep.
house. So one day, tiny baby Mo, innocent, pure-ish, what was going for a green grape and what the hell did I pick up? No, it was in fact a green olive. And when you're expecting grape and then you get olive,
Yeah.
it scarred me for life.
You know, I had somebody do this to me, and I mean, and if you happen to be listening, which you won't be, um, I mean, you're an asshole for other reasons. But my dad, um, I love like cranberries, like especially like when they're
Oh,
cooked or whatever for
oh
Thanksgiving and
yeah.
stuff. This motherfucker, okay,
Oh no.
beets
Oh
and
no.
and told me they were cranberries. And the sheer terror that I ran into, like, why do cranberries taste different? Like, what is going on? And then, once I discovered that they were actually beets, yeah, like, beets are terrible. I don't know who likes those things, but like Dwight Schrute, go
No,
F yourself.
my mother likes them. She likes pickled beets and pickled okra. She, I think, is
Oh,
entirely responsible for. She is, I think, one of the 4 people that buy them. Now, I don't know why that we have to make so many cans, but beets are awful. I like
yeah.
no.
I
And
I don't get it.
and screw those health drinks that are like it tastes just like, royal cherry. You can't even taste the beet. No, it tastes like dirt crap beet.
Yeah, ask Amber Heard. She just drank wine. It's
Well,
easier
those aren't made out of
and it's a good
beets.
time.
Well, not with Amber Heard. I mean, she turns into a total. You need someone that turns into like a really cool, like fun drunk, like Steve Gosney. She turns into a
Yeah,
belligerent drunk.
true, but if you need somebody to drop a deuce on somebody's bed though, she might be handy to have around. Just saying.
She's your tactical poo friend.
Yeah, she's
She's
a
a
tactical
tactical
pooer.
shitter. Look, she's not an automatic, but she is a sniper, if you will.
Yeah, she's like the kicker. Like, you don't really use them all that much. They don't really serve that much of a purpose. But when you need them, you need them.
Yes, I feel ya. Well, Brandon, we didn't say we were a Christian channel.
And coming from you, I take great pride in that.
Yeah. That is kind of a life achievement. We have disgusted Brandon. I'm kind of proud of me. Like it's not a YouTube play sign yet or a sponsorship to Raid Shadow Legend. Okay, so do you want to hear my evil plan? And it's not for gain for money or anything else. So what I need you guys to do, I need each and every one of you to go out and get me enough subs that I get a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. I could care less about the money. I mean, it's nice and all, and like I wouldn't spend it all on Sailor Moon because Mr. Mo says we're gonna make a business plan. Okay, and when I say we, I mean him, and I'll just sit there looking disgruntled and wondering why glue doesn't stick to the bottle. Or why, if horses that are furries are called prancies, because I know brony, and then do they get in fight with bronies? So that's what I'll be thinking about then. But,
These are good questions.
but, so I just need you guys to get me my numbers up because can you imagine the fucking hilarity of me trying to do a Raid Shadow Legend read through? I mean, I can do the read through, but it'll be like join my clan, and it'll cut to a picture of me just turning around in circles.
My
It's called Clan We're All Gonna Die, mother effer.
work. Well, I guess you couldn't say we're Moonies because I was thinking Sailor Moon, but I think you might get in trouble if you said Moonies because aren't they like
I,
a cult? Or something?
well, no, I was just like, what is that a slur against? Because I'm over here trying to go through all of the slurs I'm not allowed to say. I've got a slur Rolodex now.
Yeah, but doesn't Viagra do that?
I think so.
I'm just clicking on things now.
Then also too being about to directly get hit, and in which I, ran from and was able to get away from them, directly trying to hit me, deliberately trying to hit me.
And did you have any other bodily experiences that you noticed as a result of that threat?
Just fear and shaking, like, and
Okay. All right, no more questions for you.
Fine. State.
Oh, take on it.
Fine. State.
Fine. The
Chambers.
state is like,
Now.
the state is like, how, he's like, you didn't just, please tell me, you didn't just tell me you have firearms training. This man is like, am I living in the Matrix?
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay, y'all, I have a type, and tall, white, and nerdy is my type. So, and a good head that's not divity. I mean,
Oh dear.
now you know why I wanted to do the Edgecome trial.
It's funny. Good head
He
is part of the
reminds me
type I like too.
Because he's tall, white, and nerdy too. He probably doesn't like that I describe him like that. I mean, tall, white, and smoldering E. Yeah.
I think that one went right by you, Mo.
What?
I said it's funny. I was like one of my types too is good head. It went right by you.
You know, between the rain and the fact that I walked a quarter mile, which does not sound like much, but actually was a whole lot.
Oh, somebody caught it.
Well, I mean, you know, is it really a Mo stream if I don't make something an inappropriate comment unknowingly?
True.
You know, and it always pisses me off because I would like to, you know, claim that I craft these, you know, and do the timing all my own self, like, and I have the comedic timing of a genius, but no, it's actually just, I don't catch it.
Whether it's accidental or intentionally, it's still good.
It is a mutant power for which I did not, you know.
No, it's unintentional.
Oh my gosh, it's unintentional self-defense sarcasm.
Yeah.
You had weapons training?
Yes.
They teach you how to shoot?
No.
Did you have a weapon during this weapons training?
Yes. They don't, like, in the training classes, they don't, like, we don't shoot in the class. We go to, like, a...
Oh.
Yes, we don't shoot in the classrooms. Yes, you would go to a range. I love I love that that's the thing he needs to clarify.
Wait, do you want us to say it more or not anymore?
This is so bad.
So
we go to like a range for which there are firing things.
firing range.
So you've been to a firing range to shoot, right?
Yes.
And you realize, and you've been trained on how to hit your target, right?
Yes.
He's like, they didn't use like a people for targets. I shot at paper.
yeah. Was it shaped like a person? Kind of.
To the extremities for which they stand, it could have been. I am not aware of the differences in the texturality of human nature.
That actually would have been a really good time for him to use the word extremities. Like, no,
Yes.
they don't have any extremities. It's just center mass. There's no extremities.
I love that he's kind of aware he's stepped into a trap. He does have that level of awareness, like
Yeah.
I think something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
but he has absolutely no idea what has gone wrong.
And we are allowed to use the word unintentional because we are not giving up any words for any delusional narcissists.
Yes. No, we're taking unintentional back. We're
Yes.
gonna have unintentional parades.
Yeah. It was on loan for a little while, but we're taking it back.
We are gonna sage the word and have it come back.
Yeah.
Not actually.
Enough.
This is just me sleep deprived because I was on with Publicly Buzzed last night and we watched Angus over on Kick, and I didn't know what a kick was,
It's a kick.
which is interesting. I guess it's like a streamy thing.
Oh, like a Twitch
So
thing?
I guess, yeah. I guess it's like Twitch's Wild West cousin with a lot of interesting stuff over there.
Okay.
But I guess you
I
can.
I vaguely had heard of it, but I really had no idea what it was.
Yeah, so I didn't know what it was, but I had fun. I had a lot of fun, and we watched Angus, which is the best movie ever. On par with Major Payne, and both should have won Oscars. Changed my mind. If
I mean,
Shakespeare in Love got a motherfucking Oscar, then god dang it, Major Payne deserves an Oscar.
I unironically loved that movie as a teenager.
Which
And
one?
Major Pain.
Oh yeah. Well, Major Payne was a work of art.
It was. There was, oh God, there was a movie. Was it Eddie Murphy that did the Clump, Professor Clump?
Yeah, the Nutty Professors.
Yeah, the Nutty Professor. Oh my God. Okay, if you guys have not seen the Nutty Professor 2, you have to at
Yes.
least watch the last 15 minutes, because sweet baby Jesus, I'm telling you guys, I'm spoiler alert all to town here, okay? So somehow these hamsters get blown up and made huge. And this hamster turns around and just shoots a poop across the room. And it is detailed animation. And oh my God, I couldn't breathe. I was crying. I was dying. Like, to the point where I'm not actually kidding, because I was a teenager still. My mother came upstairs wondering what was going on because I was dying. And it's the most unintentionally hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing.
So I will say that, oh gosh, what was a movie that okay, I'm going straight to hell. Shizzy saw this commercial that was really, really dark, like super dark, and everyone was kind of gasping. But they had this, so it was a bus stop or a crosswalk area, and they had one of those screens where, they show the skeletons and you can come up and kind of dance, and, you think it's like everyone's all the same underneath their skin. And then at like maybe 30 seconds in, a car comes in and crashes into these skeletons.
I use the term teenager very loosely. So like teenager meaning like your age is still ends in the word teen. So like if I was 17 or 18, I was still a teenager. So I use it very loosely.
So Shizzy is showing this entire commercial. And all of the people, with the skeletons who are getting run over are gasping, and I'm over here hysterically laughing. Like I can't breathe. Because all I'm thinking about is how much I would be laughing because I just, like, as a people watcher, as an introvert, like, this is the shit I live for. Because I'm
Yeah.
pulling me up a stool and I'm watching that
Yeah,
all
like
day.
I don't know what happened, what year it was. Like it was a couple years ago. Like there was this whole like stupid thing going around on like, I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok or something, but like it was the Sprite challenge where people try to drink a whole Sprite without burping.
Ew.
And
Oh.
sweet baby Jesus, there's these two girls. I don't know if they're Australian or if they're English or whatever. The demon that comes out of this girl when she belches, she's this tiny little thing. I mean, like, you would have never expected it. And
Oh
the
my-
sound that comes, it's like, it's just like, it's like, Jesus.
And you're like, there is no Zool, or there's no Dana, only Zool.
Yeah. I do not care how many times I see it. I will laugh every time because it's funny. Every time.
Okay, so I don't know how many times in current year and since Clown War World started, I have wanted to do the Major Payne, fake sign language thing.
I'm not that young. Jesus. I'm in my 40s.
I cannot tell you how many times I've wanted to do that, and we need to get back to that. We need to get back to being able to laugh at, well, not laugh at, but laugh with each other. Because
Yeah.
that's the one thing that kind of bonds us. I mean,
Yeah.
we can all have different cultures, but there are some universal kind of stories and
Yeah.
and emotions.
And no matter how old I get, I don't care. Burps, farts, they're always going to be funny. Like,
Yes.
watching somebody get kicked in the nuts, always funny. Like,
Always.
there's just things that are always funny. I don't know why, but they just are.
Okay.
It's
You know what's really funny, but I always feel really, really terrible is for laughing at them. They have like these compilations of people just looking at their phones and like falling into fountains and stuff.
yeah.
And I always laugh but then I have this terrified moment of, oh fuck, this is gonna happen to me one day. Damn it. Like I've got so much falling into fountain karma that's built up. I'm
It's
gonna go to Italy and try to be all not American over there, not obnoxious. I'm gonna fall
Yeah.
into the Trevi fountain just for, clumsiness.
yeah, like it's people falling down. It's funny. It's like see, okay. Hold on a second. I was being shamed for being a teenager just a couple minutes ago. Now, somebody else was a teenager when they saw it. So don't come at me, bro.
Okay, let's finish this up. We are going to do
Yeah.
this. We have to. We have a goal.
No, thank you.
All right, I'm sending the jury out. We're done with this witness. I think we're going to have one additional witness. Please take a break, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then we'll be back with what I expect to be the last witness. You can step out.
Okay, we're going back to this particular. This is where, and we're going to slow it down just a little bit because this is where he realizes something has gone terribly wrong, but he's
Yeah.
not sure what it is. This is where it
Take a
hits
break,
him.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, then we'll be back with what I expect to be the last witness. You can step out. Everybody else in the gallery remain seated and silent.
And the state attorney's like, fatality.
He's like, your soul is mine.
Yeah, what? It's not Shere Khan. What is it? And it's not gang. What is
Shao Kahn.
the name? Okay.
Or no. Hold on. Shao Kahn was the one in 2. Hold on. Shang Tsung.
Okay, yeah.
He's the your soul is mine guy.
Look, I'm not gonna lie that, preteen. Let's just say that there was. I learned the power of a shirtless scene because when Liu Kang was, doing the, fight 'em up montage where they, spritzed him with water, I was like, wow, the shirt removal does help me understand the montage better for the plot.
So are you saying that you're a fan of like 80s action movies featuring like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme? Because they're
Okay,
shirtless in a lot of those.
I was shamelessly like in like with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I thought he had to be the sexiest person ever. I think it was Jean-Claude.
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yes, I can. Yeah, I look. I'm just saying now, and there was a moment in time where Steven Seagal looked not like he does current TMU Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal looks like, you know, those things that you put in water and they expand like 1,000 times there.
Aren't those like Zerbies or Zorbies or something?
Well, no, but you know, like there were the little dinosaurs and you
Oh,
could
yeah,
put them
yeah,
in
yeah.
water and they would grow, or you'd put the egg in water and it would expand and grow.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me. He's like Steven Seagal if you put him in water and he expands.
He's a ridiculous human being. Like, I think we've had this conversation before, but he
Yes.
is a ridiculous human being.
Sir, like, what is your hair right now? Because you know he paid a fuck ton for whatever that thing that is sitting on top of his head is.
His somebody else's man bun.
Oh yeah, it just, oh my God, it's just awful. And then he's like colored on the widow's peak,
Yeah.
but he's downed the widow's peak more and more each year.
Yeah. Well, he was not only into sumo, he's also a advocate of Aikido, which is the little thing with sticks. And he
Oh,
thinks that it's an actual like functional martial art. Like I understand that like martial arts can be different things. They can be for meditative purposes, but typically martial arts are used for fighting of some sort. And like he finds people to like do demonstrations with the keto on who just lay down for him. If you've ever seen them, they're
well,
hilarious.
Vale, I mean, I'm not a defensologist, but I am a woman and I don't like to fight for myself because God invented you men. But if I were given the choice between Steven Seagal and Joe Rogan, I can tell you I'm even high Joe Rogan. I'm a take my chances. But Joe Rogan it is. Even Alex Jones, like between Steven Seagal and Alex Jones, I'm going Alex Jones.
Yeah. It's so funny because like I mean Joe Rogan, everybody knows he's associated with the UFC as a commentator. And like there was a fighter like back in the mid aughts, well, I guess maybe in the 2010s, named George St. Pierre. And he was one of the champions in one of the weight classes and all this. And Joe Rogan actually taught him how to do a spinning back kick correctly. And I've seen Joe Rogan do it in a competition when he was a teenager. And he like he kicked this kid so hard like it knocked him out. Like it was
That's what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
Like again, between Steven Seagal and Joe Rogan, I'm going Joe Rogan. Even again, Alex Jones. Okay, let's see here. Who would I pick over Steven Seagal? Look,
Literally anyone.
who was the guy that was also I'm just asking questions. I know we bring him up
Oh,
every time and I forget him every time.
oh my God. Jesse
Jesse
Ventura.
Ventura. I
Yeah.
would pick Jesse Ventura. I would pick Sigourney Weaver in, just the tank top and the briefs
You
with the,
know, to keep it topical, you could pick Theodore Edgecome. He would be better because at least he can hit his target.
it's getting away with it afterwards.
I mean, that's an aside, but he would be better than Steven Seagal.
Truth, but everyone is better than Steven Seagal. That's just how it is. It's just
True.
it is. So you guys have a choice of Lefty is playing Worldcraft or no, World of Warcraft, or we have two severe weather people, and then we have, let's see, that is who are. It looks like we might have. No, that's in the future. I am going to send you over to Lefty. He is playing World of Warcraft. You guys are free to, of course, go anywhere in the internet that you want to go. Please, before you go, though, make sure you click the like button, share this with your friends, horrify your mother with what you're doing with your life on YouTube, whichever you choose to do.
Yeah. Uh,
She
And-
was like, I just don't get it. Like, I was like, that's okay.
yeah.
Don't watch anymore.
But again, I will reiterate before we go, if you live in the Midwest or the South,
Yes.
please be paying attention to the weather this evening and into tonight. It is supposed to be very, very nasty if you do live in the Midwest or the South. Please
And
pay
even
attention.
if it's just rain, there's heavy winds still. There's, a lot of it. So make sure that you're just paying attention to yourself,
Yeah.
have, your phone charged and things like that.
Yep. A weather radio if you have one, or YouTube. Ryan Hall, y'all, he's amazing.
Oh, I know.
So
He's my weather husband.
yeah, where I used to live in Tennessee, didn't get the weather out there, so that's literally where I used to get my weather from. He's amazing. So like, there's lots of options out there, but just please stay safe, because it is supposed to be very, very nasty.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All
please
the
just be
conditions
safe.
are right because I'm a nerd and I've been like, Ryan's been like, oh my God, you guys. And then today he's like, DEFCON 6. I'm like,
Yeah, like I actually have it up in another window, and it looks like, actually where I used to live is under a tornado warning right now. And Mississippi has multiples. Like, it's not good. So
oh gosh, my mom lives near Alabama. I should probably call her.
yeah, because they're up next, and literally there is a tornado going right where I used to live. It's headed right
But
there.
she is from Kansas, so she kind of knows what to do.
Just click your heels together a few times. It's all good.
Hey, if she comes back with sparkly shoes that I can borrow, I mean,
Yeah.
it all works out in the end. She
Yeah.
learns a life lesson. I get new shoes. I mean,
It's all good. Yeah.
my mom is going to disown me. Have a wonderful day. Sorry, I was a little foggy and tangenty for all of this. It is raining and cold outside, so, I am attempting to be look, I must say I am 63% here.
Yeah.
And that's an okay, good day for like rainy.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good in the neighborhood. I am sending you to Lefty, but do keep an eye on the weather. And, if you see standing water, if you live in low-lying areas, do not try to drive through it. Do not touch power lines.
Yeah. And
And-
today is not the day to go out on the porch and look for a tornado. Today is not that day.
No. Unless you have one of those over-the-shoulder cameras, those will protect you. I have been assured by every deadliest tornado. It didn't fail. There was always the hill chuck like, oh my God, Martha, do you see this? And he's over here like trying to get action shots. And she's
Yeah.
like, Cletus, get inside. And he's like, no, Martha, I gotta get this. This is an F-17, I bet.
Yeah. Well, and one other cautionary thing is that, like, if you do happen to find yourself in a situation, maybe where you're driving and there is a tornado or severe weather, don't park under an underpass, because it will suck you right out. That used to be what they used to tell everybody, just go to the underpass. Yeah, until that happened in Oklahoma in, I think, 2002. At the Norman, I think is what, or not Norman. I don't remember. Whichever one that was. And it
All I
literally
remember
sucks
is
people
Robert
out.
Stack telling me on, Rescue
Yeah.
911.
Yeah, so don't do that. But
Oh my God,
just
chat,
be
is
safe.
Robert Stack still alive?
No, and Robert Stack was Unsolved Mysteries. If it was Shatner who did Rescue 911.
Really? I thought Robert
Yep.
Stack did both.
I think it was Shatner who did 911, and then
You know what? I think you're right because
yeah.
he Shatnered the shit out of it. Like, and that day
Yeah,
we learned a lesson.
yeah.
And
Whereas,
also, Rescue 911. Could you have possibly found actors that look even halfway? Like, I know you have to church them up a little bit, But then you get to the actual like parents of the toddler that was saved from the well, and it's like, oh my God, it's two lazy eyes. Holy crap! No,
Just
like
two
you
or
were
is it
not
four?
warned.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
each parent had one, and you're like, that's oh. Are you sure you didn't know you were pregnant? Oh, okay.
But be safe, everybody.
Yes. Bye, you
So,
guys.
see ya.